Hi everybody. I wanted to make a video kind of walking you through the different things that you're going to have to do in your studies of 3.7, which uses the scanner class, and also 3.8, which introduces you to the idea of parsing. So in the scanner class, one thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have an import statement at the top. When you see the word import, I like to just think of the word include. Now, all you have to type is import java.util. You can either type .scanner or you can do I call that the star, which is like a wildcard. So we need to import java.util in order to access the scanner class. So it's either star or scanner. So I'm calling this the week 5 class, just for your reference. So the first thing that we need to do, and just these comments will make more sense once I type in all of the information. So the first thing we need to do is make an object from the scanner class so that we can use some of the built-in methods. So you start that off by saying the name of the class scanner, giving your scanner a name. I'm going to give it the name it. It can be any variable name that you want. You can call it anything. And then the protocol is equals new, the name of the class, and to make a scanner object, you also have to type system.in. System has to be capitalized as just like scanner has to be capitalized. So just to convince you that this is valid, I'm going to go ahead and I'm getting a bunch of errors because I see all these variables here that I haven't defined. So let's go ahead and start defining some of these variables. So the first thing I want to do is I want to ask the user for their age. So whenever you're prompting the user for input, you always want to give them a message so they know what to do. So we're going to type system out println, enter your age. Now, and I'm going to put, oops, that's what I wanted on that line. Okay. So now I need to define an integer variable, and I'm going to call it age. And then I say equals the name of my scanner, it, and then the method name that will actually accept an integer is called next int with a capital I. So now that's going to go ahead and grab an integer from the user. Now I want to give an example of integers, doubles, a single string token, up to the space, and then a whole line of text. So the next I want to do is I want to have them enter a double or a decimal. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say enter your GPA. And I'm going to define a double variable called GPA equals, and then I say the name of my scanner, it dot next, double this time, open close parentheses. So this will go ahead and accept a decimal or a double and store it in the double variable GPA. Now, I want to ask for the user's first name. And once again, I need to prompt the user to tell us what they want us to do. And so that actually goes in there. We're going to say enter your first name. And so the name of my variable, well, it's going to be a string, so string with a capital S. I'm going to say first name equals the name of my scanner, it dot next. Now the next command reads a single token, meaning a string of characters, up to the first space after the string of characters has been entered. Now here's the tricky part. The last scanner command I want to use is next line. Next line will read more than a single token. So it's gonna read anything that you type up to and including the spaces, and it's not going to stop reading an information until you hit return or enter on the keyboard. But in order to work it, you have to make a different scanner object. Now you're probably going to ask, why is that? And honestly, I don't know. Those are just the rule of the language. So I'm going to call this scanner, and I'm going to call it RL for read line. Equals a new scanner, and the rest of it is the same. Oops. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and, like before, prompt the user for the input. So I'm going to say, instead of enter your first name, I'm going to say enter the first line of your favorite song. And now I'm going to define a string, and I'm going to call this first line equals the name of my scanner, RL, and this time it'll say next line. So this, like I said, will read multiple tokens. So let's go ahead and compile this. And I think it will run. And the rest of the stuff, the rest of the program I wrote for the next section, I'm just gonna, okay, so let's go ahead and run it so you can see this in action. Enter your age, 52. Enter your GPA, 4.123. Enter your first name, Kim. Enter the first line of your favorite song. Hail to the victors. Okay, so you can see here, I printed a summary. So that's why we are getting this output here after I entered everything. It printed, and notice I'm using some of my escape sequences to print things on a new line. My age concatenated with the variable age, GPA, colon concatenated with the variable GPA, and so on. And so this is the summary that I printed. Now, in section 3.8, talks about the option of entering all of your user input as strings, including items that are integers and doubles or decimals, but that there are commands available in two other classes, the integer class and the double class, called parseInt and parseDouble, that will allow you to convert those string inputs intended to be integers or doubles into ints and doubles. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. Now, we're basically going to go back and we're going to redo our two things up here. So I'm going to steal this prompt here, and I'm going to copy it here. And I'm going to go ahead and steal the other prompt for entering the double, the GPA. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Now, I'm going to reuse these two variables, age and GPA, but now you're going to see that it's going to look a little bit different. So I'm going to say string, because remember, this is for when all the input is entered in as a string. So I'm going to say P underscore age equals the name of my scanner, it dot next, because remember, I'm getting input as a string. But now I'm going to say age equals, and this is where I'm going to use the integer class and the method parseInt, and I'm going to convert the string P underscore age that I just entered in as a string. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to parse it and convert it into an integer variable. Now I'm going to do something similar for entering the GPA. This time I'm going to make a string variable called P underscore GPA. I'm going to read it as a string from the keyboard, and then I'm going to reassign the variable age, and I'm going to use the parseInt method from this time from the double class, parseInt, and then PGPA. So let's go ahead and compile that, and made a little bit of a boo-boo. Cannot find symbol. Oh, because it's supposed to be parseDouble, not parseInt. That'll clear that right up. And I have one more mistake, and it's not, because this is supposed to be GPA. Sometimes that happens when we cut and paste. Okay, so I'm going to rerun the program, and let me end that. I'm going to rerun the program, and then I'm going to reprint the summary. So let's go ahead and do that over, clear out the output. Okay, my age is 52. My GPA is 4.123. My first name is Kim, and hail to the victors. Okay, now I'm going to enter my age again. This time I'll enter 53, and I'll enter GPA 4.234. And now I'm going to reprint the menu, and you'll see it uses that new information. But again, I entered it as, I input the information the second time as strings, and then I used the parse int commands for that. So hopefully that'll get you off to a good start. Just a reminder that there is well, you will see in the announcement that there's a challenge program. Remember, the challenge programs will take you longer than other programming assignments in this course, so please plan accordingly. Also remember that all the assignments through week 5 are due by 9/27 at 11:59 p.m. on 9/27. Back to the challenge program. This is what I'd like the output to look like when it's run, and I'll leave it to you to read the directions. Also, this will be the first week you do something called a discussion-based assessment, or a DBA. I am going to, in this spot right here, by the time you get here, there's going to be a video and some directions on how we're going to handle discussion-based assessments. Then you'll take the Module 3 exam. When you take the Module 3 exam, anytime you are taking an exam in this course, you can use this AP reference sheet that I've linked to the announcement page. This is the same document you're going to get on AP exam day from the College Board, and it provides information like from the string class and from other classes that you will become familiar with as the year goes on. So I hope this helps. I look forward to any of your questions and for you to get all this work finished by the end of the week. Have a good one. Thank you.